do you think this is like the perfect, like, do you think like this could mean Isaiah Thomas? Like, there's a possibility. I mean, if there's a possibility, there's obviously a possibility for anything, Seamus. But not to get the Celtics fans' hopes up. But like this, if there's a shot, I feel like the shot's now, right? Like if there's any like sort of light at the end of the tunnel for a possible Isaiah Thomas return, I feel like if any time it'd be right now, it's now or never, right?
I think that potentially, I mean, we've had a couple of moments throughout the history in which Isaiah Thomas has not been here post him being here that he could have possibly rejoined the roster via free agent signing. However, we just never jumped at the chance. Now we have 5 roster spots. Like I said, we're $2.6 million under the luxury tax line. And it is a possibility that he does come back and joins the roster. But that being said, I don't really know what the Celtics are going to do with these last 5 roster spots. I would think that they're probably going to fill up at least 3 of them at the end of the day, 3 minimum guys and call it a day, or even 2 minimum guys and call it a day. But I don't know who those players are going to be. And I can't say for certain that it's going to be Isaiah Thomas because he doesn't really fit in immediate need for this team. But then again, you probably have your rotation already squared away right now with your 10 guys on the roster, and the next 5 guys are going to be fillers that you essentially bring in to sit there on the end of the bench and potentially come in if any of these guys in front of them get hurt. And so there's always a possibility that he comes back, whether it's on a standard deal, standard minimum contract, veteran minimum, or potentially even a 10-day. That you could see that happen as well.
Come on, bring him back on the 10-day. Give him a chance. Because listen.
There's an argument. Wait. Before you go on real quick, there's an argument too that having Isaiah Thomas here would be a major distraction.
Right. And no, you're right, and I see both sides of that. But what I want to say is I'm not. This is like I'm sure you'll probably agree and disagree with this. Like you can make the argument for both. But you sign Isaiah to that 10-day contract, Seamus. Mm-hmm. That's not a commitment. That doesn't mean we're going to have Isaiah for the rest of the season. Give him a shot. Give him 10 days, whether that's 1 or 2 games, whether that's a week's worth of practice/training camp. And if it doesn't work out, guess what? You tried. Move on. Then officially, the Isaiah Thomas era is done with. Brad Stevens gave him a chance like everybody wanted him to. Unfortunately, it might not work. Say, in this case, it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out. Then guess what? You don't owe him any money. You to the fans who say the Celtics owe Isaiah at least another opportunity, a 10-day contract is an opportunity. ISO Joe got an opportunity, right? Guy Al-Farouq Aminu got an opportunity. Garrison Matthews, Javonte Green, Max Strus all had opportunities. Now what? Javonte Green starting in Chicago. Max Strus is playing a huge role and on nights is starting for Miami. I'm not saying Isaiah becomes a starter, but there's an opportunity. And a 10-day contract doesn't guarantee. Look at Lance Stevenson with the Indiana Pacers. They gave him a shot for the millionth time. He balled out. Okay, we're not going to guarantee you a contract, but you do another 10-day contract. Okay, this is 2 straight weeks where you played pretty good. We're going to give you a third, and we'll go from there. As we bring in, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think at the end of the day, the NBA is an entertainment business, and the whole thing surrounding the NBA is, well, making money, and then 2, satisfying the fans to a certain extent because they are the ones who drive the machine. Oh my Lord, almost knocked this whole thing down. But the fans drive the whole NBA because they're the ones spending money on tickets. They're the ones spending money on jerseys. They're the ones spending money on League Pass and XYZ. And so potentially bringing in Isaiah Thomas, I think that would do tremendous things to both, number one, attendance. Say you bring him in during a week in which we face, I don't know who we have left on the schedule exactly, but say we face, I think we've already faced these teams at home, but say we were facing the Kings, the Rockets, the Pistons, whomever at home, and you typically don't see those games as sellout games. say you sign Isaiah Thomas and all of a sudden the whole arena comes, or the whole arena fills up and everyone is there to go see Isaiah Thomas. That's an argument. And also, just for fans' sake, like you said, that could totally niche any of the rest of the Isaiah Thomas talk moving into the future, that we did sign him to a 10-day. He performed here. He didn't perform here, whatever happens here. But at least Brad did give him a second chance, one that Danny Ainge did not give him. Right. And that would be kind of the narrative moving forward, that, well, yeah, see, they signed him back here. They paid him $100,000 plus whatever, added to his, yearly salary book there, and brought him back, gave him a chance, and that's the end. Like you said, I welcome back an Isaiah Thomas signing. I welcome back, I welcome an Isaiah Thomas return, but we'll have to see what happens, because we don't really, in our land, we would do that because we essentially would look at it and go, who cares at this certain spot, that there's 5 roster spots left and we have so much flexibility now. But you never know. The front office, if they think it's a distraction, if the organization thinks it's a distraction, if Isaiah Thomas still has some angst towards ownership, which is still a possibility. I know everybody talks about his angst towards Danny Ainge, but ownership is another group of people there who made the call on that Kyrie trade. And so maybe there's something there, who knows, but we'll just have to see moving forward. Isaiah Thomas, interesting name that would certainly draw a lot of eyes if he came back to Boston, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see what happens. That's all I can say about the whole Isaiah Thomas potential return at this point.